Okay, let's unpack this. If you are at all invested in the world of collectibles right now, I mean, whether you're tracking a high-grade Charizard or chasing rookie cards or, managing sports memorabilia, you know the ecosystem is, well, it's fundamentally chaotic.
Oh, completely. It's fragmented.
You're bouncing between, what, auction houses, eBay, some weird forum, and then you have to figure out where to store this stuff without giving your insurance broker a heart attack.
It's a logistical nightmare that's, masquerading as a hobby. And the sheer volume of everything has just made that friction so much worse. You end up spending as much time managing the risk as you do enjoying the actual item.
And that friction, that's really the core problem we're diving into today. Our mission is to figure out how the Fanatics Collect app, which is backed by this enormous Fanatics Collectibles division, is trying to create one single platform for everything.
I mean, the goal here is nothing short of a complete structural transformation. They're aiming for consolidation. The material we've seen shows Fanatics wants to build secure, low friction, and above all, a trusted ecosystem.
So the central place for everything.
Exactly. The place where you can seamlessly buy, sell, store, and manage all your physical assets. It's about moving the hobby from, say, a garage sale model into something more like a structured digital asset class.
And the scale here, we're not talking about some small startup, are we? The marketplace they've already built is massive. It's connecting people with hundreds of thousands of authenticated collectibles. So how do you organize a market that big? A market that has to handle a $50 card and, a six-figure premier item at the same time?
You need clear traffic lanes, and that's what they've done. They've set up different ways to transact based on really the speed and the price you're dealing with.
Okay, so let's start with the everyday stuff. If I'm trying to sell a mid-range card pretty quickly, what's my best option?
That would be their buy now listings. It works just like a fixed price market. A seller lists a price. A buyer can just purchase it instantly. It's that instant gratification model we see everywhere. But it also has a make offer option, which allows for that quick negotiation. And that's essential in a market where values can literally shift day to day.
Right. That makes sense. So that covers the high volume, sort of medium value part of the market.
Yeah.
But the heart of collecting is scarcity. It's emotion. How do they handle the really unique items where the price isn't set, where it needs to be discovered?
Yeah, that's where the auctions come in. And they've actually segmented those too. They run these big weekly auctions that have a really broad range of items just to keep the market moving. But then they also have premier auctions. And these are critical. They're curated, they happen monthly, and they are focused only on the high end, the rare, the real investment grade collectibles.
Ah, I see the strategy. You're segmenting the audience. The premier auctions are for the serious investors who don't want to sift through a million listings, and the buy now listings serve the more active day-to-day trader.
Precisely. It lets them capture both ends of the market at the same time. But, none of this works without confidence. If you're going to drop thousands of dollars on a digital listing, you have to have certainty.
And that is the absolute critical point for anyone learning about this space. In the old model, the third-party model, authenticity is the biggest risk. You buy it, you wait for it to arrive, and then you find out if it's real. How does Fanatics change that trust equation?
What's fascinating here is they just flip the standard risk model completely on its head. Authentication is built right into the infrastructure. So unlike platforms where you, the buyer, take on the risk and verify after you buy, Fanatics requires that basically every item sold on their platform is authenticated and verified before it's even listed.
So the card is vetted, it's physically handled, it's confirmed, all before the listing ever goes live. What does that do for the buyer's experience?
It means you buy something knowing with a very high degree of certainty that it's genuine and it matches the description. That just slashes the transaction friction. It gets rid of that whole, time-consuming, expensive process of shipping a raw card to get it checked just to make sure you didn't buy a fake.
And that's a massive competitive advantage.
Huge.
Okay, so the verification step is transformative, but it leads right into the next big headache, which is physical storage. I've got my authenticated high-value asset. Now I need a secure, insured, climate-controlled place for it. And that usually means a safe deposit box or, installing a giant safe in my house.
Right, and that means insurance calls, yearly fees, worrying about humidity or a fire. I mean, that is the fundamental pain point for any serious collector once you get past the shoebox phase.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because the app has a solution for this physical friction. It's called the Fanatics Collect Vault. Tell us about this thing.
The vault is their answer to physical risk. It's a central, highly secure climate control facility built specifically for cards and memorabilia. We're not talking about a regular warehouse here. This is professional grade security. And importantly, every single item in there is fully insured. It basically turns your personal physical risk into a managed institutional risk.
So if I have a rare card and its value suddenly spikes, I don't need to call my insurance agent to upgrade my policy.
Nope, it's already covered while it sits in their vault.
But how does locking the physical item away in a vault lead to faster digital sales? Doesn't that just add a step if I want to get it back?
No, quite the opposite. It makes the trade velocity.
Mhm.
It just accelerates it dramatically. They've built this seamless transaction flow. Anything you buy on the Fanatics platform can be vaulted immediately and for free right after verification. It never even has to go to your personal address. It goes straight from the seller's authentication step into your insured storage.
Straight into my digital portfolio and my physical vault space.
Hmm.
Okay, now the crucial part. The card is mine, it's safe in the vault, and I see the market jump. How fast can I sell it?
Almost instantly. Once it's vaulted, you can relist it for sale right from the app. No physical handling required. The asset itself just stays in that climate-controlled facility, but the ownership changes digitally as soon as the sale clears.
So all the shipping, insurance, handling between sales,
Mhm.
that's just gone.
Gone. And that can save you hundreds of dollars and weeks of time on a single transaction.
That is a powerful incentive for trading. It completely shifts your focus from logistics to just market timing.
Mm.
I can literally buy a card today, vault it, watch the tracker, and sell it tomorrow without ever seeing a FedEx box.
Exactly. And the digital management piece goes beyond just the vaulted items. Even for the collection you keep at home, they have this digital portfolio feature. You can upload your own images and data for those items so you can manage and track the market value of your entire collection all in one place.
So the app becomes my complete asset manager. It gives me real-time values, performance tracking. Doesn't matter if the card is in their vault or sitting on my desk.
Precisely. They're turning a hobby into what looks and feels like a liquid, professionally managed investment portfolio. They're using data and digital representation to drive that efficiency.
Okay, let's connect this to the wider Fanatics universe, because this isn't just one app, it's part of a behemoth. How does it act as a hub? How does it unify everything and offer rewards?
This is where their vertical integration really shines. They have a unified account, so whether you're on the Collect Marketplace or one of their other sites, your profile, your activity feed, and most importantly, your wallet are all linked.
And that wallet handles your funds and these fan cash rewards.
Yeah, that's right.
For our listener who might not be in their ecosystem, what exactly is fan cash?
Think of it as the currency for the entire Fanatics network. It's a reward system. When you buy something on one Fanatics platform, you earn credit that you can then spend across their other retail and service platforms. It's designed to encourage you to keep all your spending, your trading, everything inside the Fanatics world.
That's a powerful retention tool.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have to talk about live events. Live sports card breaks are a huge driver of new cards entering the market. How is that integrated?
It's integrated directly. There's a dedicated live tab right inside the Fanatics Collect app, which gives you direct access to Fanatics live shows. It's crucial for the flow of new items. Imagine you buy a spot in a live break. You're watching, the host pulls a massive card for you. Now that physical card has to get from the breaker to you.
Right, and in the old model, that's more shipping, more insurance worries, more waiting.
With this integration, the path of least resistance is often direct. High-value cards from a live break can go straight into the user's secure, insured Fanatics Collect vault. You own the card the second it's pulled, and it's already on its way to your secure digital portfolio without ever creating a logistical problem for you.
That just eliminates the single most nerve-wracking part of the whole process for a big hit, the shipping right after the break. But before a raw card becomes a top-tier investment, it usually needs to be graded. Does the platform streamline that too?
They absolutely do. Fanatics Collect has formal partnerships with all the heavy hitters in the grading industry. So they offered this streamlined, integrated submission path for collectors who pull a raw card, maybe from a Fanatics live break, and want to quickly get it graded, slabbed, and ready for a high-end sale.
And who are these key partners that make it so frictionless?
The material highlights deep integrations with PSA, CGC, SGC, and Beckett,
So, all of them.
all the major ones. By partnering with all of them, Fanatics makes sure that whether you want the fastest turnaround or the most affordable service, you can start that process right from the app, sometimes before the card even physically moves.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, Fanatics is trying to manage the collectible's entire life cycle. From the moment it's pulled from a pack, through grading, through multiple sales and vaulting, all the way until it ends up in a premier auction.
Yes. They're becoming the infrastructure that underpins the asset itself.
It's a walled garden of trust and efficiency.
That's the perfect way to put it. By controlling authentication, the grading pipeline, and the secondary market through the vault, they can compete with every traditional auction house and platform all at once. The pitch is simple. Why use 3 different companies to buy, store, and grade when you can use one trusted infrastructure for everything?
It's an incredibly aggressive vision. So what does this all mean? What does this consolidation mean for the average collector and for the very definition of owning a physical object?
Well, it fundamentally changes how a collector interacts with their assets. For you, the collector, that high barrier to entry, the logistics, the insurance, the authentication risk, it's almost entirely removed. It turns a fragmented hobby into a digitally unified asset class.
Which means the ease of movement and management starts to define the object's actual value.
Yes. And we now have a situation where a physical asset, a piece of cardboard, can be fully insured, climate-controlled, tracked, valued, and instantly traded, all based on its digital representation in an app. The collector's primary relationship is with the digital management layer, not necessarily the physical object they might never even touch.
The power of the digital twin.
Absolutely. So here's a thought for you to mull over. In this modern market, where an institution like Fanatics offers instant, authenticated liquidity for vaulted items, has the digital management layer, the ability to trade an asset without ever physically handling it, has that become more critical to the item's value and stability than the actual physical object resting securely in a vault? It completely flips the traditional model on its head, where physical possession was, 100% of the game. Now digital utility and liquidity are king.